Well, with the current situation, many of us are contemplating a career change, a pivot, maybe starting our own business. So we welcome back business advisor Catherine Sherwood, who's joined by a provider to the engine, partner and franchise and commercial lawyer for Martelli McKegg, Andrew Skinner, to look at the option of starting or opting into a franchise business. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Carly.
Good morning, Carly.
Catherine, before we look at this as an option, what burning questions should we have when considering a franchise?
Well, Carly, I always say to people, is this something that you want to do as a hobby, or is it something you want to have as a business that is going to grow and scale? Will this become your primary source of income, or are you looking to build equity?
And Catherine, why would I set up, let's say, a cleaning business when I could buy into an already established franchise?
It's really simple. With a cleaning business, you have to start from scratch. You've got to build processes, you've got to build your brand, you've got to get people to know who you are. With an existing franchise business, there's already an established brand that people know. It's got systems, it's got processes, and really, if it's a turnkey franchise, you're opening the door and you're just starting.
Andrew, great to have you on the cafe. You're a renowned franchise lawyer. So what is franchising exactly?
Yeah, thanks. So franchising is essentially an arrangement whereby one business that has a strong brand and reputation replicates itself by granting rights to another business to operate that system in an area. Franchising has become really common in New Zealand, and in order to protect the franchise system, the franchisor often puts restrictions and obligations on the franchisee, and that really protects the franchisor's brand. An obvious international example is McDonald's. But there's some really good, well-known, homegrown New Zealand franchises as well.
Yeah, we certainly do have plenty of homegrown franchises here in New Zealand. Why would someone think about franchising now, though, Andrew, especially in a pandemic?
Yes, well, we've had lots of inquiries this year, and really from two sources of people. One is those people who maybe have lost their job due to the pandemic and are looking for a bit of a change and a source of income. And the other sort of people is someone in a corporate job who perhaps during lockdown has had an opportunity to think about where their career is going and is now quite keen on buying a business. And franchising is a really good start for someone to buy a business because obviously the brand and the systems are all there, and the franchisor provides lots of guidance and mentoring. We've seen during the pandemic actually that franchisees have really benefited from being a part of a franchise system because the franchisor helps them with negotiations with suppliers, negotiations with landlords, and obtaining all of that government assistance.
So one of the big industries that's been hit with COVID particularly is hospitality. So if a person particularly likes hospitality, but there are multiple franchises on offer, how would someone choose the right franchise system for them, Andrew?
Yes, well, you've really got to do your homework. There are plenty of good online tools actually available which can help you make that decision. And there are also some franchise recruitment companies that can help as well. It's really important that you choose a franchise system that you're passionate about, because there'll be lots of hard work in the early years. And franchising, in my view, the importance of a franchise and the success of it comes down to three factors, which is the reputation and the brand, the system and how strong that is, and also the caliber of the people. So if you are thinking and you've found a franchise system you like and you're thinking about it, don't be afraid to talk to existing franchisees to really understand what's going on the inside.
Oh, absolutely. Catherine, what's your advice? What can you add to that?
Well, I really like how Andrew said do your homework, because that really is what you need to do. Have an honest conversation with yourself. Is it something that you feel aligned with? Is it a group of people that you feel that, you know, when they make a decision that you're actually going to run with it? Because being a franchisee, whilst you are actually running your own ship, you are actually part of a bigger brand, and therefore you do need to go with some of the decisions that are made. It doesn't mean you can't have any input, but you know, I agree with everything Andrew said. You know, do your homework and just inquire with other people that are franchisees and see how they're going.
So Andrew, is it better to buy a brand new franchise, do you think, or an existing franchise, in your opinion?
Yes, well, there's sort of pros and cons with both actually. If you buy a new franchise, you'll essentially be buying that franchise in a new area from the franchisor, and you'll pay an initial upfront fee to operate that franchise. You'll then start and you'll have to build your own customer base, so it may take some time to actually generate some income, which you should factor into your budgets. If you buy an existing franchise alternatively, you'll probably buy that off a business broker, and you'll pay a little bit more because you're buying a customer base from day one, but that of course will generate an income from day one. So there are pros and cons both ways.
And Catherine, if someone found a franchise that they liked, who are the best people to seek advice from before purchasing?
Well, I always say take legal advice, but I also have to back myself too and my team. It's really good that you have a sounding board. So, talk to experienced people, talk to trusted friends, but don't make decisions based on just trusted friends. Build a wall between you, a filter of experienced people. Don't get caught up in the glamour. One thing I really do need to really emphasise is just think about your exit strategy. How long are you doing this for? When are you planning on leaving? How will you exit? Will the franchisor allow you to exit within a certain time frame? Really, really do your homework. It's like taking on a shareholder and you can't get out of that shareholding with them. So do all your due diligence. Really, really be absolutely certain that this is for you.
And Andrew, you must see the professional expertise that goes into purchasing and looking into these agreements. Who else would you think that we need to consider talking to before purchasing?
Oh, look, absolutely. I'd reiterate what Catherine has said. Going into a franchise is a really big decision for someone, and they need to take the time and make sure they're making the right one. It's a contract-heavy relationship, so quite often the franchise agreements are pretty thick, and so you need to speak to a specialist franchise lawyer who is regularly reviewing them and seeing them. Along with that, there are specialised franchise accountants that can help you with your budgets going forward and make sure you're thinking about all the different costs that you won't know about. And also finally, probably speak to a good business advisor who can help you make that decision and plan your strategy going forward.
Okay, thank you so much both for your time. Great advice.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Carly. See you next time.
And to get in touch with Catherine or Andrew and the team at The Engine, go to the website theengine.biz.